Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Earle Farrell for Memphis. We've got a great show for you lined up today. We're going to take you to a couple of great, iconic restaurants. We've got one that we're going to start with is Jims Place Grille, at one time known as just Jims Place, then Jims Place out east, and but it's been in business since 1921. Joining us now as a member of the family, James Tires. Good afternoon, James.
Good afternoon, Earl. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for letting us come in and right at the beginning of service, which is always a busy time. But I wanted to show what it was like to folks and show how you guys are setting up and handling it during all this. I mean, you guys been through a lot since 1921, so you know how to survive. And this has not been an easy situation.
Yeah, it hadn't. It's kind of dragged out a little bit. We've had kind of some ups and downs with it, but just another little hiccup here. We got to take care of each other, and numbers kind of go up on the virus, and it's tricky here at the end of the year. It's a very special month for all of our restaurants, especially those that host bigger groups, private dining, of course, all of us in Memphis, and just any December special for the restaurant business for all of us, all of my colleagues, and so we're just gonna have to handle it differently, and we're kind of used to it. We've been doing it since April. It's not a surprise that there was some restrictions placed, so we handle it day by day, shift by shift.
Give us for people who have never been to Jim's Place Grill. It's out at Houston Levee and Poplar Avenue. Great location. Go ahead and switch camera views and show us your main dining room and how you're separating tables there.
Sure.
There you go.
So we're lucky to have it kind of goes in choices of how a restaurant large or small. We're lucky to actually have all the square footage. I mean, obviously per square foot is kind of expensive, but to have the space we have, it allows us to do more of a comfort setting. They've got us right now at a 50% occupancy, down from 75. So this is our main dining room here. With 50%, we're really not going to fill this room. But it is a large square foot area with all our tables. We're seating, 4 adults, and you can have a couple of kids, but it's kind of tricky with the regulations right now. So you're not having long tables, you're not having banquet style seating. Trying to keep people just still coming in the door to get out of the house and to do what they want to do here in December, which is dine out. So obviously with the weather changing. We're inside dining, so we don't have a patio. That might change at the beginning of next year, but plans to follow. I'll talk about that. But for right now, this is our inside dining room, and there's plenty of room. And we're just kind of skipping every other table if we need to. We have our banquet room back here,
which is gorgeous, by the way.
Thank you. We've had a lot of special events in here. Over the years, so a lot of room back here, and of course it's going to be different this year with not filling it with 40 and 50 people. You're just basically trying to put very small groups back here, so that's what we're doing right now.
And as you can see, there's plenty, 6 feet at least between any of those tables, and he's also got another room and a private room on the other side.
Correct.
And so in the bar area, you even have seating there. They just can't sit at the bar. Is that correct, James?
Yeah, we're still on hold with that, with the bar. And of course, this bar was built for congregating. It was built for groups, 20 something seats across a long bar. And not able to do that, is really, just something we have to handle. So we've handled the best we can, and continue to do what we need to do.
Let's talk a little bit about the history. You're right there by the historic wall, and I told everybody earlier you guys opened the doors in 1921 downtown, and this is an early look at the very first place.
Absolutely. So 1921, Jim Katsoudas came over. He was a man that kind of took my great uncle and grandfather, Bill and Nick and George Terrace, all under his wing. This is really the first picture here on Monroe in 1921, kind of an inside look at the Jims Cafe. So this was in the basement of the William Lynn Hotel back then, almost 100 years ago. So
wow.
That was like its first little run here. It had about 14 little tables. They moved to the bigger location when they brought when my grandfather came back from Greece the second time, and with his older brother Nick. And this was this is here the Jim's famous steaks here. This is 1936. So there's Bill Terrace, young Bill there. He's getting into the business, and this is right across from the I believe, to be correct, the north entrance of the Peabody would be across the street over there. So there's Jim's Place, the sign.
Now, tell me if I'm wrong, but I remember it was either your dad or your uncle told me this, that at one time after World War II, you guys never closed during the entire war. It was 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that at the end of the war, you guys were going to close down to redecorate because you hadn't shut the doors in 5-6 years. And nobody could find a key to the front door because you'd never closed all those years. Is that true?
The famous missing keys. It's an infamous story of a place that employed a lot of people post-war. This is 1947. Yeah, that is a unique story. The doors never shut, and a lot of people went in and out of these doors over the years. They were open 24/7. Very unique to have that, and a lot of family worked there. A lot of people that ended up opening other restaurants with this large staff here.
Look at that! How many
of my cousins here? There's Mr. George and Agnes, who had the Unicorn Restaurant. These two right here. This is my cousin's grandparents. This is Johnny and Nikki and Tina Burgess's grandparents.
Wow.
Of course, the rendezvous, Charlie Burgess, and that's Tassia's parents. And the brothers here from the Terraces, you have Nick, George, my grandfather, grandmother, and that is my dad and my uncle. So really unique situation. So they had dining 24/7 for a few years there.
But when I did my favorite restaurant with Charlie Burgess years ago, in fact, he was the very first one. And he told me that at the time, that's why the Greeks, when they came here, opened restaurants, because they could hire the whole family. You needed labor, so you had to have people to work there, and they all needed jobs, so you kind of brought your jobs with you.
They did. That's what that was a way of life back then. It was a way to get everybody productive and helping. Of course, Ellis Island, we all came in, there's so many of us and my ancestors and Jewish families, Italian, and a lot of people got into food. So, there's a lot of stories of how we got here, all the way down to Memphis.
Well, I know that you're one of our favorite restaurants, always have been. My father's 90th birthday party we had there, and you had us safely ensconced in one of the rooms, separated by policy, and the food is just, that's my sister. When she comes to town, her husband, we always come there. It's a great place for just a casual night to go in there and grab something. And speaking of that, let's take a look in the kitchen. What's on the fare tonight? Of course, you're known for your steaks and have been from the very beginning.
Yeah, hand cut steaks. We got great beef, ribeyes, lamb chops, also very popular for years. We've done leg of lamb over the years. We've done. And of course, the lamb chops are delicious. We get them from Colorado. They're delicious. So I'll kind of get a panorama here of the kitchen.
Okay.
Kind of see what the guys are up to.
This is a busy time of day. They're getting there, and there's a lot of prep that goes on even well before this. But you've got an incredibly large kitchen and very efficient. I've been back there a number of times.
We're lucky to have a large kitchen. A lot of kitchens are space. There's not a lot of space in some of the kitchens. We have a large working kitchen. The guys and girls are comfortable in. Kind of close up here of our, where we start the steaks here on the steel, and then the flavor we get is from a live oak and hickory charcoal. We're starting up here. That's where the steaks finish.
Now, you always start them on the flat grill, though?
You there? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you always start them on the flat griddle?
Yeah, we do. We have a seasoning we do. We start them there on the high heat on the metal there on the steel, and then we do we end up finishing it on the charcoal.
Mm-hmm. And that gives it that great charcoal flavor.
Yeah, there's that. I don't know how many left in Memphis do the. I don't know how many left in Memphis do the live charcoal. A couple of us, but
I think
it's still that unique flavor.
Yeah, I think that
you get a lot more char, and we tell people you get a lot more char on our steaks than some of the the high end broiler houses, which are they're delicious also. But I always tell people you have to have ours is going to have more of a crisp. So the people that love Pittsburgh style and such,
yeah,
they love it here because they can get that extra benefit out of the steak.
Which I do, because what that basically is charred on the outside, raw in the middle.
Pretty much. And
yeah.
Here's a little live action here of some steak cutting.
Oh, look at them. Yeah, trimming them. Look at those.
There he is.
Great job.
There he is. Earle. Dimitri says hello.
Hey,
Earle.
Dimitri, how are you doing, my friend?
He's doing good. So this is his zone. This is his station.
I could eat those raw. Just you don't even have to.
53 years he's been standing and played now, but
well,
he's definitely an artist with the meat. I can do it, but it would take me like a half a day to do what he could do.
Well, look,
quickly.
they're all.
I'm very raw at it, but these are our fillets.
Look at that. That's just gorgeous. I could eat those raw. You don't even need to Pittsburgh.
This is kind of the beginning. So.
Well, Demetrius, thank you, sir. Great job.
That's our operation.
Well, I tell you what's the reason. Of course, you also have your fish. You got to always have great fish there. The kebabs, and then you do that stew that you do every once in a while that you've turned out here since all this began. You started doing it again. It was
yeah, absolutely. We run. Sorry, I got a little interrupted there, Earle. You there?
Yeah, it's that stew you guys do that everybody wants. Seafood concoction. What is that?
Well, we do we've done different things, but our seafood gumbo here is really popular. It's a strict style of all seafood. Our seafood in it is small shrimp, scallops, oysters, crawfish, some crab meat. So it's kind of done in the old Southern Gulf style.
Sure. Well, but
my uncle's father did that, and it's kind of held its own through the years. It's a good roux, and people really like the gumbo out here.
Well, it's all good there, and as you say, people can drive up the curb. You'll bring it out. You can pick it up inside at the front desk. It'll be waiting there for you, or you can come join them because as you saw, they've got plenty of space inside to separate everybody according to protocol. And it's Jims Place. There's no place better.
Well, I appreciate it, Earle. We're proud to be here. We're almost going into our 15th year at this location.
Wow.
And ironically, what a year 2020 has been. We're going to end it, hopefully on a high note. And 2021 is on its way, and we will be 100 years old. So hopefully some fun things down the road for this next season.
We'll come back in and visit with you before then, and you can keep us posted on how things are going. But it sounds like you guys got it under control, and people should feel very calm about going there and getting anything to go from there. And I know you definitely got some fillets tonight, so.
Yes, sir. There's some out there. Yes, sir.
You want to give them a phone number real quick?
901-861-5000. 901-861-5000. Call to place your order. We'll also be having, as we move forward next week into the next, we'll have some things out on social media for some holiday pickup specials, some whole family meals, some whole beef tenderloin, some lamb, some other things. So be on the lookout for that.
We'll definitely do that. James Terrace, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Earle.
All right, we'll see you very soon. James Terrace with Jims Place. I want to say that the reason all this is possible is our sponsor, Southern Security Federal Credit Union, not a bank or credit union. And when you join, you actually become a part owner of it, and that's why they treat you as a part owner. They've got 5 locations here in Memphis, and they've got so many of their members are in the restaurant industry, and they said, what can we do to help? And I said, help us put this show on. And so we're going to take you to at least 1 to 2 restaurants a day. Sometimes yesterday we had a technical problem with getting to one of ours, but we're going to do